Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my name is John Fitzmaurice, better known as T87 Mobile. Thank you for watching my top 10 babyface videos tonight. Before I just get started revealing the reason why they're my top 10 babyfaces, I just want to say I apologize for my little rant on John Cena in my last video. It kind of took away my list of the top babyfaces in my opinion in WWE history, and it was more of me trashing John Cena. And you know, for you guys that were looking forward to hear my reasons with the top 10 guys, I apologize. This is why I'm doing this video. But to the people that think I took this Cena thing way too far, I don't apologize for that. And for my homies out there that agree with me about John Cena, I'm with y'all 100%. You got my support. But enough of that. I will not mention John Cena's name in this video anymore. And I'm going to reveal my top 10 list. Here we go. Number 10, as I mentioned, it was a tie between Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. The reason why they're both tied, they have their Hispanic fans and different fans around the world where they had similar world title reigns when they defended their belts against the likes of JBL and Kurt Angle each. The difference between Eddie and Rey was Eddie lied, cheat, and steal to win, and he did it in a funny way. And he had great rivals like Kurt Angle and JBL, like I said. And Rey Mysterio, he's been around WWE for quite a long time now, close to 10 years, where he's the master of the 619, obviously. He's had, great matches with different people, even like big guys, short guys, medium guys. Mysterio's world title reign wasn't too bad, but other than that, he fought the likes of like Sabu, King Booker, Great Khali, Mark Henry, along with JBL and Kurt Angle in '06. He's had other world title reigns as well, and Rey Mysterio also became the shortest man to ever win the Royal Rumble match back in 2006. But Eddie, I think, would still be great if he was still alive today. Rest in peace, Eddie. I love you. Viva la raza. Sorry, I had to say it for one time. But you know what? That's why I had to split between Eddie and Rey. They were both alike, and they had a great rivalry at the same time in WCW and in WWE. Coming in at number 9, Chris Jericho. He would say the funniest things that he would say to his opponents. Like, remember when he had the feud with Stephanie McMahon about he would call all those names like the dirty, filthy, disgusting, bottom-feeding trash bag hoe? Well, Jericho was right on the money on that one. But also, Jericho also had memorable feuds with like her, Triple H, Randy Orton, JBL. Even when Jericho came back in 2007, I thought it was pretty good stuff, and especially the segment with Santino Marella. And it was like, wait, you are Santico. That's Santino. Okay. Jericho's face run in '07 to '08 wasn't as crisp like it was back in the late 90s into the early 2000s. But Jericho was also a really good babyface. Coming in at number 8 is Jeff Hardy. Now, the girls go nuts for this guy. The men respect him. The boys wear his armbands, do this. He was another one that had, great runs and feuds when he was a babyface, especially with the likes of Edge and CM Punk, even his brother Matt Hardy. And he also had memorable tag title reigns with his brother Matt. He was the Intercontinental Champion multiple times. I remember when he finally achieved his dream, winning the WWE title back at Armageddon in 2008. And when he won the World Heavyweight title twice, even though he beat Edge in a ladder match and got cashed in on Punk, and that led to a great rivalry with CM Punk 2 years ago. But Jeff Hardy always did the craziest stunts in the WWE back then, and that's why I actually like Jeff Hardy, because he's a risk taker, and you know what? He's willing to put his body out on the line every night. Coming in at number 7 is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, which I will reveal tomorrow. But my 7th most popular babyface is Bret the Hitman Hart. You know, he's the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. The excellence of execution. A 2-time Intercontinental Champion, former tag team champs with Jim the Elder Neidhart, a 5-time WWE Champion, a 1993 King of the Ring winner, and co-winner of the 1994 Royal Rumble. You know, Bret basically feuded with almost everybody that hated him, like in the mid-90s, like his brother Owen Hart, Bob Backlund, British Bulldog, Diesel, Yokozuna, Jerry the King Lawler. I think Bret's 2 main feuds were with Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin. That were his 2 big feuds outside the family. I mean, obviously we know what's the history with Shawn and Bret, but with Bret and Austin, that's just some great stuff that you guys don't see anymore in WWE, unfortunately, where you have 2 different guys who want to be the best, but they were even feuding not even for the title. They were just feuding over respect and to see, you know, if one can hang with the other. But also a reason I like Bret Hart so much, because he was my childhood idol, and you know, he was like World Wrestling Federation champion, you know, a long time, like 8 months in 1994. And you know what? I like the Bret Hart a lot so much. I mean, I could put him higher, but it's a little. But there's somebody else that's greater than him. Sorry. Coming in at number 6 is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. This man has done it all. What can I say? He's a 3-time World Wrestling Federation champion, a former World Heavyweight champion, Intercontinental champion. He was tag team champions with Stone Cold and Triple H. 1995 and 1996 Royal Rumble winner. He had many great feuds with like the likes of Triple H, Kurt Angle, The Undertaker, JBL, Randy Orton. You know, the list goes on. And, you know, what made Shawn so great? I mean, he was also the first Grand Slam champion in history in the WWE. But Shawn always brought his A game every night, and just like Bret Hart, he can make anybody look like $1 million every night. You know, even if you got to wrestle the worst wrestler in the world, like a Great Khali, or maybe Shelton Benjamin, or Ric Flair, or Batista, or Randy Orton, Shawn goes out there every night with those guys and makes them watchable for that one night. But, you know, it's also his character is flamboyant. But, I mean, his second run in 2002 through last year, he wasn't as flamboyant, but he always brought in pride, and he always fought with dignity and wouldn't give up without a fight. Coming in at number 5 is the Viper, Randy Orton. And Orton has been a top babyface for the last year and a half. I know it's not that long, but even when he turned face in 2004, because he got kicked off by Evolution with Triple H, Flair, and Batista, you know, his first face run wasn't that great, but his current face run right now, it makes him the most popular guy in the WWE today, in my opinion. I mean, he's had great feuds with like Wade Barrett and the Nexus, The Miz, CM Punk, Sheamus, Christian. I think Randy Orton's going to be a top babyface for the next couple of years in the WWE. And I think he could be bigger than John Cena, maybe. Oops. Yo, you know what I mean. I think Orton can be big. Coming in at number 4, The Undertaker, the Dead Man. The man is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He put up with so much shit in the 90s with so many stiff guys. It took him 6 years to reclaim his second WWF title. And he had memorable feuds with guys like Mankind, Kane, Batista, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H, Edge. The list goes on and on. But The Undertaker, he had that presence felt where he was from the dark side, and he always talked about where he was going to take his opponent's soul and threaten to rest in peace with them. And he also, when he was the American Badass, I thought it was pretty cool too. You know, even wrestling the guys like Brock Lesnar or The Big Show. I thought it was pretty cool. I like this one theme song. It was Dead Man Walking. You know, You Gotta Pay theme. But Undertaker, he's very well respected, and you know, even though he may not be my top babyface, but he's definitely top 4 because he has my respect just like everybody else around the world. Coming in at number 3 is Hulk Hogan. This man did a lot for the WWF. I give Hogan credit where credit's due. You know, even though Hogan may not be the greatest wrestler of all time, he still put WWF on the map, including WrestleMania. And, you know, Hogan had memorable feuds with Roddy Piper, Sergeant Slaughter, Earthquake, Andre the Giant, and especially the late great Macho Man Randy Savage. Rest in peace, man. It ain't the same without you, bro. But, you know, Hogan, he was the face. He is the face of the wrestling industry. Everywhere you go, if you ask some random guy on the street and you say, ask him, name me one professional wrestler, and they're going to say Hulk Hogan. And, you know, Hogan has a big impact in the wrestling business. But what I think everybody loved him when he would say, like, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and believe in yourself. And he would say, like, what you gotta do, brother, when Hulkamania one's riled on you. But, you know, Hogan was very lovable when he was with the WWF. Coming in at number 2, Stone Cold Steve Austin. This man was the face of the Attitude Era. You know, he brought it all. He was multiple-time WWF champion. Great. Close to a 2-year feud with Mr. McMahon. He had memorable battles with The Rock at WrestleManias. Triple H, The Undertaker. Remember his feud with The Undertaker at the summer of '98? I do. I thought it was great. But you know what? Austin was the one guy that WWF captured who WCW released, and they thought he wouldn't be good enough. Guess what, WCW? WWF made Stone Cold Steve Austin the biggest star of their company. And look what it did to you. It blew up in your face. And the number one guy, the number one top babyface in the history of the WWE, in my opinion, is The Rock. He is the great one. You know, no matter what, if he was cheered or booed or making movies, I think The Rock's still great. He can cook great promos. He's the top promo guy, in my opinion, in history. He'll make anybody look like a fool, including Michael Cole. But what made Rock good is, like, you know, he had feuds with, like, Austin, Triple H, the McMahons, Brock Lesnar. But